PHP provides the very powerful constructs printf and sprintf for print formatted and silent print formatted. The only difference being printf echoes directly to the browser while sprintf saves the value for later use. Apart from that, everything I say for one is true for the other. These are excellent for formatting numeric values, but not so useful with text or tabular data. In data management applications, the most frequent output requirement is for tabular data in tables. The HTML table construct is the best way to do this, and we've already seen that we can render any HTML to a browser using echo. In many cases, you'll want to display numeric data within tables, so sprintf will be useful in these situations. There are several references for this, and I'd urge you to look at these when you have a specific formatting need. The reference is quite comprehensive, and you really should read this along with many of the examples given at the end. We'll look at a few examples here, but you'll quickly get the picture that the diverse possibilities for sprintf could occupy hours of training on its own. But to start with, paste the snippet examplets sprintf start here and save the file as printf-test.php in the demo folder. We'll look at printf first and shortly at sprintf. The first argument is the format string, followed by one argument for each specification in the format string. This format string has two specifications, each specification starting with a %sign. So there are two arguments that follow the format string. One a text argument and the second a numeric argument. The format string comprises ordinary characters other than the %sign, which are copied to the result, and a number of conversion specifications, which I pointed out before, two of them here, which each fetch an argument from the rest of the printf construct. The first one fetches the first argument, the second one fetches the second argument. Run this in a browser by going to the demo folder, identify the file printf-test.php, and run. It tells us that this is some printf and sprintf examples, and then the string specification first parameter is in place of the first parameter, and the number is placed in place of the second parameter. So %s is replaced by the first string parameter. %s tells us that it's a string parameter. %d tells us that it's to be treated as a number parameter, so that will be replaced by the number. The sprintf form is identical. Here I've separated out the format string so that it's clearer, and the sprintf now takes the form sprintf format string, comma separated list of parameters. Again, one parameter for each specification in the format string. And then echo output did precisely that. It echoed the output in the same way. So the two forms work exactly the same way. They're just a different way of doing it. Printf outputs directly, immediately to the browser. Sprintf saves it as a value, which we then need to output perhaps as a variable. Now paste the next example under the last echo, a text example. This one also has two specifications, both of which are string specifications. Sprintf then takes the format string, which is the town of something is in the county of something else. It applies the variable town to the first specification and the variable county to the second specification, and then we output that to the variable output. We'll save that, go back to the browser and refresh the browser to generate the town of Banbury is in the county of Oxfordshire. Underneath that example, paste the numeric example, and here we have 4 specifications in the format string corresponding to 4 arguments in the output string. Save this again, run it in the browser by refreshing the browser, and the numeric example prints out our format string with all four specifications exchanged for the values of the variables given. So it reads the second town in Oxfordshire is Banbury with a population of 42,000. Just a word of caution here, the manuals talk about using padding specifications, and they include padding with spaces. Of course, you cannot pad with spaces using this sprintf or printf function to a browser, because browsers reduce multiple spaces to a single space.